guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming, and some of you know on Twitter the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Kingsguard, Leandros' Path. Anyway, y'all, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get awesome rewards like full permanent access to our community Discord server and access to our future upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. Anyway, y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alright. Ramos stared back at him, a scowl spread across his face. He looked ready to charge forward, horn first at any moment. You tried to approach, but Koshiro pulled you back. What are you doing? Don't worry, I said I'll be alright. How can you be sure? Because I know that beast man. Koshiro let you pass, but he still seemed just as wary. Leo, the hell kind of welcome is this? You tell me to show up, and here I am. I was expecting open doors, but here I am met with blades. Ramos, this was all a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding, huh? I'm telling you the truth. Would I lie to you? No, you've been acting different for a few years now. For all I know, this could be some kind of trap you set up. Well, you can rest assured that I am not here to harm you. Knights, stand down. The soldiers hesitated for a moment. Leandros simply growled. Collectively, the soldiers sheathed their blades without delay. That's supposed to impress me? That's supposed to make you feel more at ease. We're not here to fight. A man with a sheathed blade is still just as dangerous. Very well. Men, back to your posts. This man is a guest and you will treat him as such. Inform any others that he will not be harmed or questioned while he is here. Should I catch word of any defiance, you will answer to me. The soldiers didn't need to be told twice. They all scattered about, some taking up stance in the room, others heading back outside, the remaining tending to the wounded and moving back throughout the castle. Better? You don't need to worry if they come back at me again. I'll be the one personally to deal with them. I'd rather that you didn't. I've lost more than enough soldiers thanks to your tirade. Had they not attacked me, none of this would have happened. The way I see it, though, you were the one at fault here, not telling your guards about our deal. You're right, I am the one to blame, I won't deny that. That still doesn't excuse the fact that you ignored my soldiers' inquiries, attacked them, and stormed into the castle. Those acts alone are enough to warrant suspicion and put you under trial. The severity of this could be death. Well then, bring out the chopping block. You really aren't taking this seriously. It's only that I know you personally that I can forgive and forget those charges. Shame. Still a little pissed off to care right now. Perhaps later we can discuss a means to rectify this whole fiasco, but right now, Leandros took a look around at the soldiers being helped out. I'm going to be busy restationing and replanning. I was hoping today would go by without incident. Fine, I suppose I'll take a bit of the blame for that. But you better have something damn nice planned tonight. I had a packed schedule today at Rose's, and those girls are going to be pissed that I had canceled. I'm sure they'll understand. Leandros turned around just as you were approaching. Jake, what are you doing here? I thought I told you to stay put. I came to check up on you. I had Koshiro with me just in case. You brought him here? I'm sorry, he demanded to see you. Well, look who it is. Silk Boy. Or was it Cotton? Didn't get a chance to find out. And you most certainly won't. Relax, I'm just kidding. Even after all that has happened, you can still laugh this off? You take life far too seriously. Perhaps we should get you a tall glass of that free booze you were talking about and loosen you up. You know as well as I do that that won't be happening. Yeah. So, what is Ramos doing here? What, you ain't happy to see me? Came all this way for you. For me? Yeah, Leo was groveling at my feet for me to be here today. Something about being your bodyguard. Don't twist the truth. I asked you to be here because we needed the extra help. You won't be near the prince. And I certainly didn't grovel. What a shame. I was really hoping we could spend some time alone. So, when are all these so-called assassins showing up? What? How is it that you know about that? Koshiro moved forward, his arm brushing past you as you reached behind his back. A silvery glint in his hand caught your attention as he moved to make space between you and the rhino. Eh? And who are you? Ramos put a hand to his chin and looked Koshiro up and down. Who are you supposed to be? This kid's chambermaid or something? It is none of your concern as to who I am. And he is Prince Jake, not Kid. You will address him as such. Ooh, touchy. Now explain yourself. How did you acquire that information? Interested. Huh. That knowledge is top secret. An outsider like you could never have known. Unless... Speak! At once! How did you learn of this? Damn. I was getting pissed off. Second, y'all. Water time. Wouldn't you like to know? It happened so suddenly. One moment Koshiro was growling, and in the next... Koshiro, stand down! Leandros! We've already established that he is a guest here and will not be harmed. Let him go, Leo. I don't mind another challenge. Perhaps this one will put up a fight. There'll be no more fighting in these walls. Period. Why do you defend this man? He's an old acquaintance of mine that I've known for years. I've already informed him of the circumstances and dangers we face. That is how he knows. What? Judging by how little information our investigation has dug up, I believe that we needed extra help. If they were to show up at any point, today would be the most likely of times. I invited him here as a precaution because I know his skills in battle would be helpful in keeping the guests safe. He is going to be watching over the nobles. Yes. It may not look like much, but there aren't very many people in this world that I would trust my life to. Ramos is one of those people. You can trust me on this, can't you? I suppose I have no leg to stand on if you are this confident. Kashiro's daggers vanished from view and his hands were empty once more. Well, if all is safe, then I must get back to the king and inform him of this development. Yes. If things handled down here, and we'll meet with you later. Kashiro's eyes narrowed as he gave Ramos one last glance before he left in a hurry. What a charming fellow. Where did you pick him up? Kashiro is the king's own personal bodyguard and has been for many years. Now. You should be careful around him. He is not someone you should underestimate. Doesn't seem like he likes me much. 1 second, what's the time is? Okay, that's fine. There are a few people he trusts. If you want to earn that trust, then you can start by keeping the taunts to a minimum. He takes things very seriously. I'd rather like a rivalry. There was always something between you and me that was lacking. But mind seeing how well he could handle a fight. I told my soldiers in Kashiro that you were safe, but the same goes for you while you were here. You may be a guest, but I brought you here as a temporary knight. If my soldiers tell me you started something, I will come after you myself. Don't be such a stick in the mud. I know why you brought me here. At least let me have a little bit of fun, though. You're beginning to make me regret inviting you here. I suppose I should point you to where you will be going. But I need to first see to my soldiers to make sure everything is in place before the guests arrive. Jake, I know this is asking a bit much, but would you mind showing Ramos to the throne room? I would ask my soldiers, but I fear what Ramos here may start should they spend any length of time in the same room. That's a sly way of saying have him babysit me. Prince Jake here is also someone you should hold your tongue and keep our attitude in line around. I've watched him for years and know well enough that he is more than capable of handling himself. And I'll know if you try anything funny with him. You're not dealing only with the prince, but with my brother. Keep that in mind. I'm honestly surprised you're sending me with him then. Well, I would also feel less concerned for your safety with the threat we know of if you were by his side. At least while I tend to things. You hear that, kid? We get to spend some time together after all. Ramos swung a thick arm around your shoulders as though you were best of buddies. Only he was far taller and misjudged his strength as he nearly strangled you in a chokehold. You wrenched yourself out of his arm and breathed in deeply. Of course, I shouldn't have to remind you just how irritated I was with your antics last night. Should I find that you pulled another stunt on him like last time, or put in one unwanted finger on him, I won't hesitate to rip it off. Alright, I'll keep him to myself. Now then, Jake, I'm sorry to leave you alone once more. I promise that I will meet you back in the waiting room before it's time to start the coronation. Second, Neil, water time. No need to worry. You do what you have to do. Thank you for your patience. Leandros jogged down the hall to help a pair of wounded soldiers, leaving you alone with the would-be intruder. You alright? Just checking to see if he's gone. Why? Shit, are you dense or something? I've never seen him get that way before. Well, he's been my guard since I was born. Not only that, but he's also my older brother. I can sort of understand why he would be so protective of me. You telling me that kind of behavior is normal? Well, no, I guess even that was a little scary for me. He looked more ferocious than a mother protecting her cub. I pushed him before, but never like that. You have nothing to fear so long as you don't get on my nerves. You saying that you got me in the palm of your hands? I think both of our lives are on the line right now. Well, let's get going then. Yeah, sure. For having the title of Butcher of the Colosseum, he certainly looked more like a catch of the day in a fisherman's net than any battle-hardened warrior. After a short distance, you guided Ramos to the throne room, and the guards opened the door for you. They stared at Ramos with contempt, but allowed him passage as well. It's like, all? Okay, all good. Ramos whistled loudly as he marveled at the room. Pretty swanky. Still just as impressive even after all these years. You've been here before? I've known Leo since before you were suckling your mother's tit. Of course I've been in here a few times myself. You said you used to be a knight, correct? Why did you leave? I hate rules. They had a freaking rule for every little thing. How to bow, how to sit, how to stand. Had I stayed in there, they were likely to tell me how to take a shit. That is not for me. Good thing I got out of there, too. It's clear your soldiers don't know how to handle themselves. Leandros trained them. Yeah, he may be a good fighter, but he can't teach. Obviously by their lack of technique. Well, they were dealing with you. You have to admit that even in the Colosseum, you're pretty much a one-man army. Do I hear flattery? I've always been impressed by your fights. I've seen how you take down 5 fighters at once without taking so much as a scratch. You're kind of a monster, really. Heh, I'll take that as a compliment, then. So you're currently the prince now, right? From what I hear, you have to go through some complicated gathering just to become a knight. Sounds like a pain. Would have thought that when your old man kicks the bucket, you just pop the crown on your head and start giving orders. It's a custom brought about after the dangerous actions of the Mad King Selen. He was put on the throne at a young age, but it became quickly clear that he wasn't fit for the crown. He executed those he didn't like, servants, prisoners, you name it. There wasn't a person alive safe from his scorn. His own family feared him. Even they lost their heads when they tried to remove him from power. I'm familiar with those kinds of people. Can't be reasoned with. I heard he took pleasure in the executions and started doing them himself, even going so far as to make them a public spectacle. It was a dark time under his rule. Taxes were on the rise, people revolted, and the kingdom was about to fall into despair. That sounds like the Age of Blood from Warhammer 40k. That guy named Goj Vandire. God, it's the most evil fucking name I think I've ever heard. The guy named Goj Vandire decided to seize the Imperium for himself and declared himself the God Emperor of mankind and just basically began executing everyone who looked at him the wrong way. Anyway, let's go. The coronation was enacted as a way to give time for the church and state to deem the prince fit to rule, so as to not bring another man like him onto the throne. So far it's worked. They managed to stop a few who likely would have driven this kingdom into the sea. Still seems a bit complex. I'd rather this be over as soon as possible. It's exhausting working for everyone. It's exhausting work for everyone. It's one of the reasons why Leandros has been a bit on edge lately. He deserves a lot of rest after this. Well, if he's too tired to protect you, then you can count on me. I'll keep you safe. I'm being paid for it, after all. It's very relieving to know that money is what sustains your commitment. What, you want me to get down on one knee and swear fealty to you? No. Maybe. Money makes the world go round, kid, but you don't need to concern yourself over who I pledge myself to. Just a second, y'all. Water time. Alright. I took this job because, well, Leo and I are like brothers. And if you are a brother to Leo, then you are a brother to me. Got a big happy family going on here. That means we look out for each other. I don't think your logic works, but whatever, so long as you get paid, right? You got it. Now then. I think we've been here for some time, and I still don't see any booze. The festivities won't begin until the coronation. I really showed up far too early then. Knew I should have just spent some time at Rosa's. You sound like you visit there often. You kidding me? I'd rather spend my money to be in the arms of a woman than a crowd of lowlifes wasting their money and life away on cheap booze and a few games of chance. I suppose everyone's got something, though, that they can't live without. A guilty pleasure that grants them just a bit of happiness in these sorrowful times. Some feast upon decadent foods, but that can only satisfy the body. Others drown themselves in wine, but that can only satisfy the mind. But me, I surround myself with women. Only they can satisfy the whole package. Hard to find many places that are good enough for my taste, though. But boy was I glad when I found they could cater to my particular needs. Been all over, and very few women can truly work me down to the bone. Never had a honey so sweet, and my face pressed against the heaven's gates and the wonders beyond before being ripped back down to earth. And always come back again and again, hungering for more, spending all my hard-earned coin for just another few hours. I'm not a firm believer in faith or religion, never prayed once in my life, but the goddesses in that cathedral bring me to my knees. And of course, I could be into it right now, yet I'm here. I could have been worshipping my deities. No one told you to come earlier than expected. Say, this is supposed to be a pretty big celebration, right? Tell me, what kinds of entertainment have you got planned for tonight? I don't know myself. My father and his court planned everything from the start without me, so your guess is as good as mine. Though it's not so much a party as it will be a gathering. After the coronation, it will be just a lot of socializing. Imagine if there was entertainment, there would probably just be music and dancing. Really? Well, my father did bring in the circus troupe that travels around Brom for my birthday a few nights ago. There's a chance they might be here again tonight. What's that face for? Is that all you have planned for tonight? I'm not sure what you were expecting, really. It's just a social affair. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell. Leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Don't forget to check out that Patreon, y'all. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.